Okay, it's time to commit. 2024 is the year for prioritizing yourself. Begin your new smile journey with Byte, and you could start seeing results in just 2 to 3 weeks. Just order your at-home impression kit today for only $14.95 at Byte.com. Byte Clear aligners are doctor-directed and delivered to your door. Treatment costs thousands less than braces. Plus, they offer financing options, accept eligible insurance, and you can pay with your HSA FSA. Get 80% off your impression kit when you use code WONDERY at Byte.com. That's BYTE.com. Start your confidence journey today with Byte.
Thank you for turning to 10, your news leader. 10 News Conference with Gene Valicenti continues right now.
Let's meet Alan Waters now. He's a Providence Republican running against Congressman Gabe Amo in that district, the 1st District. Good morning, Alan. Welcome in.
Good morning, Gene. Glad to be here.
You've been here before. You
Gene.
have.
That's right.
You've been here before because you've run for several offices.
That's right.
Unsuccessful.
So
what's going to turn the ticket for you this time?
Well, what we have now is we have a new congressman who hasn't even served a full term yet. And as the first African-American congressman for the state of Rhode Island, who would ever run against him? The second black congressman. That's me, Alan Waters.
But you're going to be an alternative. You're a Republican.
I'm a Republican. But most importantly, I'm a conservative. But even more importantly than that, I'm a 4th-generation Rhode Islander, and I'm just a common man politician. I'm just a common man candidate.
Right.
We talked about it. My father was a policeman. Mother was a bookkeeper. I spent a career. I'm past my prime career time, being an investment consultant. But now I'm still working. I substitute teach. I drive Lyft. I do a lot of different things. I stay busy.
All right. Well, speaking of Lyft, it'll be a heavy lift, I think, to take Gabe Amo out. He has to pay. He has the backing of the party. He's going to have money.
Sure.
He had the backing of the Biden administration. And you have to give people a reason to kick Gabe out. Now, I know he's new to the game.
Sure.
He's not a household name just yet.
Yes.
But he did prevail. He did win. He is making the rounds. What's the reason to kick him out?
Well, first of all, I call him Little Lucky. He wouldn't even been in that spot if Matos didn't blow up her campaign and a few others didn't blow up their campaign. He was like maybe in 3rd or 4th place, but he rushed to the top. So good for him. Congratulations, Gabe Amo. But that said, he's still a young progressive, and progressivism, people are starting to know because they're suffering at their kitchen tables what the progressives bring.
All right, well, be a little more specific. What is it that you say, Gabe is doing this, you got to kick him out for this reason, and I'm going to change it as soon as I get in?
Well, he hasn't even served a full term yet, so what happens is he hasn't done all the things that potentially he can do. And God forbid if Kamala Harris and Tim Walz get in. One of the reasons why I'm running is I'm fighting communism. I've always been fighting communism since the very first day that I got into politics in 2013.
All right, let's begin. Let's do a lightning round of sorts. We did this with the last candidate who was in. If you go to Congress, you're going to have to vote on weighty issues. Wars, war and peace, the border, inflation, economy. Where do you want to begin? What's your top issue?
Let's talk about the border, because that's a top issue with most of the Americans and most of the people in my district, Rhode Island Congressional District 1. Well, the role of the federal government, the role of our government, even our state government, is to protect the American people. Our government has failed in protecting us because they've let 10 million, counted, maybe 15 million when you talk about the getaways, of people that are unvetted, that we don't know who they are. And that is not right for the taxpayers and citizens of my district as well as the United States of America.
So Alan Waters would fix this how?
Well, first of all, I support going back to the point where we need to close the border. We need to close the border physically. We need to close the border electronically. But what we also need to do is just follow the law, which is we could change some of them. We could make it easy to immigrate for good people who love America and want to be here.
All right, let's just take it point by point, and we're not going to belabor the issue. You would close the border. I understand that. What would you do with the people who are here already, the millions that you speak of? You want to get rid of them? You want to give them a path to citizenship? What do we do?
I think the Republican Party has to be very careful on a knee-jerk reaction, especially, by the way, I will be voting for President Trump. But that said,
you will?
I will.
Okay.
I will be voting for President Trump,
right,
because I'm not going to vote for people who I think are socialists, Marxists, and communists, and that's Kamala Harris and Tim Walz.
Close the border. You will vote for Trump, and you do what with the millions who are here? Trump says, I want to send them back right away. Deport them.
I think he needs to be selective because, first of all, crossing the border is a misdemeanor. It's not a felony. the Democrats intentionally, the Biden administration intentionally not only opened that border, but they flew another million people in through different amnesty programs. But there are people here that have good American values. There's people here that have good Republican values. So I believe that we need to be very selective in who we deport. Criminals, ne'er-do-wells, people who might be terrorists. Mm-hmm. We need to work on those things first.
All right, let's move to other issues. The war in Ukraine. Would you like to stop this right away, or should Ukraine be given the authority to go bomb Moscow? You know, President Putin has threatened nuclear war. If any of those long-range missiles hit anywhere in his country, what would you do right away on that? Right.
Well, first thing we need to do is, first of all, I really don't approve the war in Ukraine. It's unaudited. We're spending money. Ukrainian people, the Ukrainian government, between the oligarchs and the criminal and human slavery that goes on in that country, Ukraine's a little sketchy as far as the country's concerned. That said, I do believe in liberty and fighting for our allies, but they all of a sudden became our ally because we have Democratic and Republican neocons that like war. And yes, if we don't have Donald Trump in office, we do risk World War III.
All right, so that's the history of how we got there. Let me just put that aside because we're there, the fighting is going on, we're sending the weapons, we're sending the money. What do you do when you get in? How do you vote? Stop this right now, put the brakes on it, or no, let them go full speed ahead, give them more weapons?
Stop it, put the brakes on. Don't give them another dime until we can audit and find out where our money's been going.
All right, with just about a minute left, what do we do about the war in Gaza? Do you say, Israel, go ahead, full bore, finish the job, or stop, put the brakes on this, ceasefire immediately? What do you do?
Israel has a right to, as a sovereign nation, to defend itself. Hamas attacked them. Hamas then went into the bunkers among their people and got a lot of their own people slaughtered. We need to free the Palestinian people, and the way to be able to do that from Hamas, Israel needs to keep going.
Okay. Now, with regard to local issues, you know, members of Congress have to bring the bacon back. Jack Reed does that magnificently.
Oh, yeah. I read against Jack Reed.
Ed Sheldon, I know you did.
He's the bacon man.
Well, give him credit. He brings the money back. He's on the news every day.
That's
this
right.
for the fire department, that. So what kind of bacon would you be able to bring back as a freshman Republican?
Well, with Donald Trump, one thing we know, because he's probably, the odds are every day as Kamala continues to fail because she's not really presidential candidate, we need to have a Republican in there to help bring that bacon back, whatever bacon that we can bring.
Right. By the way, there's been a debate about pronunciation of Kamala Harris.
Kamala.
Name. I don't believe you're doing that intentionally. Kamala Harris.
Yeah, Kamala.
Okay, fine. It's just to be. It's a footnote in all these interviews.
Well, one of the things is never let the left, never let the progressives tell you what to speak and what words to use.
Alan Waters, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
We'll catch up with you on the campaign trail.
Appreciate you, brother.